Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Jordan here, bringing you episode 10 of our Draft to Glory series with the Saskatoon Bison here in NHL 26. So before we get into the video, we do have a couple of comments to go over here. I'll put them up on the screen, but I'm just going to read them off my phone. They're all from the man, Scottish Terrier Lover. Appreciate all your love and support on this series so far, man. Really means a lot to me. But first comment we're going to go over here. He says, I believe at this point, it's more about development with the young guys to get a lot of depth. And most likely in 2 years, we're going to become a cup contender. And I do agree with that. It is really going to be all about developing the young guys. And we're going to try really hard this year to get some good development with our defensemen so that we that's the biggest thing I feel like we're lacking right now is a really good decor. The forwards, it's starting to come together. We still have a few non-NHL ready forwards, but this draft is going to be all forward heavy, and surely we'll be adding a couple of really great talents here, and we'll get that forward core built out in no time. His other comment here, referring to our unreal playoff run, is Bush has been unreal during the playoffs. I didn't think we would make the playoffs yet, get to the finals so early. And dude, same thing. I cannot believe we made it to the finals. I wasn't too well, I actually was pretty surprised that we made the playoffs, honestly. Like, we went from being the worst team in the league 9 years in a row, or 8 years in a row, sorry, and then boom, year nine, where we barely squeak into the playoffs and we make that insane run. And then the last comment here, it's about the draft, which we're going to get into right away here. I think Cunning is the guy. He's only 1 year out and possibly low elite. And I agree, Cunning is the guy. We're definitely drafting him. And here we are, guys, hopping right into the draft. A little bit weird feeling for me. We're not picking in this first four picks. So we're just going to skip all the way to our pick here. Pick number 32. With the 32nd pick in the 2033 NHL entry draft, the Saskatoon Bison were proud to select from the Lethbridge Hurricanes of the WHL Eugene Cunning. All right, there we go. We get our man. We'll sim here to round number 2. And we are just going to draft Fitzpatrick here. I'm really hoping he's going to be a grinder. That's what we need for our fourth line, is to get a couple of grinders. So we'll go ahead and take him. We'll sim to round number 3. This is going to be a little bit of a more boring draft. We're not going to really take too many reaches. We are going to go ahead and get Lucas Renz right now. I don't want to risk him dropping. This is where we're going to reach on a defenseman. We'll take a look and see what defensemen are available. We have a few here. We're going to take a reach here, though, on Lionel Yakubov. Hopefully he can be a top 4 defenseman for us. And now with our next 3 picks here, we're going to go forward heavy. We'll take a little bit of a shot here on Nurmi. Hopefully he can be like low elite or something for us. And now we'll take Braun with our 6th round pick. Don't want to risk him dropping to another team. And now we'll take a look here and see what there is exactly. We don't know a lot of stuff. We've got Arsene here. We'll take a look if there's any defensemen. Doesn't appear to be. So welcome to the Saskatoon Bisons. Bo Arsene, 18 years old, low top 6 forward. Hopefully he can pan out for us. I think that's a pretty good forward draft. Obviously, we just have to hope all these guys actually do pan out. And now taking a look here at all expiring, Kerman, he wants a 3-year deal at 13 mil. I do kind of like that deal for him. I wouldn't mind also if he would do a 4-year deal. If we have to pay him closer to 14 million, that's fine with me, just because we want to get him locked up for a few years before we risk losing him. And if we only give him a 2-year deal and he has 2 fantastic years playing on that first line, he's going to want a pay increase that's going to be way more. At least this way, 4 years, it's not too bad. Guys, looking at Rob DeMarchi here before I cut the recording, we are going to go ahead and offer him this 1-year deal at 5.625. We could offer him a longer term deal, but I want to risk it a little bit. I want to see if he's going to follow through on what he did in his rookie season for us. Because if we sign him to, let's say, a 6 year deal at 12.8 mil, like we could probably get him to be like 12.4 mil or something like that. We'll just take a quick look. No, we probably have to offer him this 12.8. Otherwise, the interest bar will go down. So you can see with the interest bar still being right around there at 12.1, we could definitely sign him to this. The only issue is if he doesn't follow up his rookie season and he shits the bed, um, that $12.8 million deal is not going to look very good for us. So I would rather sign him on a 1 year deal, let him prove it that he's going to continue to follow that up, and then we can pay him. And that also gives us a chance to see what Morrow's going to grow into. Because if Morrow ends up being 80 overall and wants a lot less money on a longer term deal, I'm willing to let DeMarchi go and go with Morrow. So that's what we're going to get cooking here. So I'm going to cut the recording here. I'll do all the re signing, and then we'll show you guys what the contracts are looking like at the start of the regular season. All right, guys, here we are at the start of preseason. See, we'll start with the forward lines. They look about the same as last year. In fact, they're exactly the same as last year when it comes to our top six. On the third line, I believe this is also similar to what we ran, was Jonas, Percy, and Luutinen. We're going to run that back this year, see if Percy can become a third line scoring forward for us, see if Luutinen can maybe take that next step before he ultimately quits growing. And then Jonas, he's 22 with that low elite. He could still grow into a second line or a first line forward. So I'm really interested to see what his development looks like. And then the fourth line, we're shaking it up this year. Gaucher is going to be a healthy scratch. I want to rock Delarouve, Krog, and Cunning. Cunning, I just wanted to throw him in the lineup and give him his 9 game trial, but he gives a +2. So depending on what his overall is, he's going to stay here. Because if he's a 76, well, with a +2, he's a 78, and he's just as good, if not better, than Krog, Delarouve, and Luutinen. So surprising. I wasn't expecting him to make the team at 18, but stranger things have happened. And then defensively, we've got a little bit of a shakeup here. We've got Bits called up. I want to see what he can grow into. He still has 1 more year of growth left. We know he's that medium elite. If he can maybe somehow have a fantastic year and grow into a top 4 defenseman, then that works really well for us. And we've got Moran. He's still listed as a top 6 defenseman. I like the steps he's taken. He's still got a couple more years of growth. So we're going to slowly try to grow him. You've got Wolf there with Siegel, and then Endros. He's 21. He's that low elite. He's grown really quickly. I want to see how quickly he can grow if he played first pair minutes with our number 1 defenseman, Tuzzolino. And then I think splitting up Siegel and Tuzzolino is going to do wonders for them both to really hit their best offensive seasons. Because you got to think, with they're both offensive defensemen, if they're on the ice at the same time, they're going to be competing for, I want to run the play, no, I want to run the play. Whereas if they're split up, they both can run the play when they're on the ice, and that should work out really well. And then we'll go ahead here and switch up the power play. I don't think I want Siegel and Tuzzolino to both be on the same power play. I'm going to go ahead and throw Bush up here instead. I really want to make sure Bush grows, so giving him that first power play line is going to do wonders for him. And then the second unit here, we'll take off Percy, and we will throw in McKenna. That way we know a little bit more here. Like, this is going to be a good power play unit. And we'll also throw Pugh here instead of Cunning. Again, I just want to know we have 2 solid power play units. This way we know no matter what, like McKenna and Pugh together with either Kerman, Kuznetsov, and Siegel, or with Suter, Bush, and Tuzzolino. Either way, we've got 2 power play units that are going to be clicking like crazy. And then we'll go ahead and leave the 4-man power play one like that. But we'll switch this one up. We'll just plug in Siegel over Percy. And then we will leave the rest of it like this. And then goalie wise here, we're going to rock DeMarchi and Devin this year. And we'll leave Semenoff in the AHL. So you can see this is what the AHL forward lines look like. I feel like it's going to be good for Gallagher to get some more playing time. He can also get in on the power play down here. Hopefully, we can get good growth from our prospects this year. And then defensively, Swanson and Curtis, both guys that have been in the NHL. I want to give them a chance to really play top minutes once again. Like Swanson hasn't really played top minutes since his draft year, if we take a quick look. I mean, he played 20 and 21 those 2 years, but never really grew. And last year had a huge step back. So this year, put him in the AHL, give him all the power play, all the penalty kill, let him play 27 minutes a night, and see if he can take himself up to that 81, 82 overall that we desperately need him to be. And same kind of thing with Curtis. We'll have to see how much he grows. Curtis could definitely get a call up after spending 4 years in the minors. Didn't have the best NHL season, but he is that defensive defenseman. And again, we did make the playoffs last year, so this could be a mistake putting so many new pieces into the lineup. But even if we miss the playoffs this year, the biggest thing, guys, is we've talked about this, creating the winning culture. And even if we take a step back, getting growth for guys like Delarue, Krog, trying to get Lieutenant some more growth, Percy some more growth, Jonas, introducing Cunning, Bits, and Andros to the NHL. I feel like that's more important than making the playoffs again this year. Remember, we want to build out the depth and create a championship contending roster. Sure, we can maybe get a little bit of a better team right now, but that might sacrifice some growth and cost us the ability to be a winning team for the next decade. We might only be a winning team for a couple seasons. So I don't know if my logic really tracks there. It makes sense in my head. Hopefully, it makes sense to you guys. We're going to go ahead and give Lieutenant the A this year over Gaucher, since Gaucher is not playing. And Lieutenant, it feels like he's been on this team just as long. All right, so we're just getting preseason finish up here. Move the webcam so that you guys will be able to see the standings throughout the entire season. Now, I'm being cautiously optimistic. Do I want us to make the playoffs again? Absolutely. Am I banking on that and am I expecting that? No. We still don't have a full fleshed out NHL team. As you can see, we start the season 0-4. But like I said, we still just don't have a fully fleshed out NHL team. Our second line, has a third line center. Our third line has, depth forwards and fourth line forwards. So we're not fully there yet. Even in the defensive end, we are still rocking a bunch of top 6 defensemen. So I'm not going to be mad or surprised if we take a huge step backwards this year. Another lottery pick could always do us some good. But again, if we make the playoffs, then that's great. These last season and this season and maybe even next year, it's really all about creating that winning culture, getting the right guys in the locker room, just getting growth for our players. We're starting to turn it around a little bit here. 7 up to 8, 9, and 2. So maybe it was just a rocky start. Again, don't be too upset if we don't make the playoffs this year. As long as we're not bottom of the barrel, the absolute worst team in the league, I'm going to be happy. Again, it's all about making sure that our top guys grow to what the best they can be, as well as making sure that our depth players actually take that next step and grow. So we will take a look here. You can see Cunning is only a 73, but he is a grinder. So unfortunately for him, he is going to get sent down. I would much rather have Gaucher in the lineup. I feel like 73 Even though it's only 2 overall lower than this 75, I feel like at 18, at 73, he's just not ready. So he'll go play another year in the WHL. But let's take a look and compare last season's overalls versus this year. So McKenna's still a 93, Kerman was an 86, up to an 88, and Pugh up to that 90. Kuznetsov's still that 88. Bush is only up to an 82. We really need this line to take that next step. You see, Bush only has 7 points so far, so it's not great. And for whatever reason, Suter is down from an 87 to a 85. That could definitely impact this line being as good as they have been. Jonas is up to an 82, but I feel like he's up to a medium elite potential. So I feel like he can definitely get some more growth in season. Lutonen up to a 79, so that's good. Maybe he reaches that 80. He is 26, though. This is going to be his last year of growth. And then Percy is an 80. He is a depth forward there. Having a good season offensively, but terrible there in the plus minus. And if we take a look, 3 points for Delarue and Krog. And then if we look at Cunning, he had 4 points, was a -1. I just don't think he's ready. Like I said, I'd rather have Gaucher in there. And then defensively, Endros is up 4 overall to an 81. Tuzzolino is up 3 overall to a 91. Siegel back up to an 89, which is nice. Wolf, he went from an 83 to an 85. Bitts is up to a 79, and Moran is up to an 80, which he might have been an 80 last year, but I mean, that's still good for him. We signed him to a major deal as well. I didn't show that yet, but here you guys can see. So, for one, him asking for that much money made me confident that he would grow. So, I think 1 year on the top 6 for him, and then surely next season he'll be ready for top 4 minutes. And then maybe we look at a guy like Siegel or Wolf and we maybe, buy that player out and we're ready to move on from them. Or we just play a stack D pair as long as the cap space isn't gonna bother us. I don't really care too much. And then DeMarchi is a 76, Devin up to a 79. And a quick look at the AHL overalls there, you can see Semenov and Morrow. And then forward wise, nothing really stands out for me. Kravchenko, I guess, up to a 75. Gallagher never grew at all. He's still a 75. It really just looks like everybody went up 1 or 2 overalls. Defensively, Curtis up to a 78. Swanson playing 25 minutes a night almost. He is still a 79. I'm hopeful a year in the AHL gets him some growth. And nothing else really defensively. Those guys are all the same. Because we are a playoff team right now, it looks like, in the AHL at least. So hopefully they can have a good year, stay at that, and then we can get some even better growth when they make the playoffs. We'll simulate here to February, and then we'll go take a more in-depth look at all our scoring leaders and things like that. Again, I feel like I'm going to be disappointed when we inevitably don't make the playoffs, but again, we're really just not there yet. We don't have, a 4 top 4 defensemen. We only have 3. We don't have a fully fledged out NHL lineup for forwards yet either. As we go on a little bit of a run, 15, 12, and 5 we sit now before losing to the Blues. That might be our longest win streak as well. 5, 6 games there. So I don't be upset, guys, if we miss the playoffs. Obviously, anything can happen. Just know that this year is more about getting the right growth for the right players. As I need to stop the sim, I'm just realizing I never sent Cunning back down to Lethbridge. So let me take care of that really quick. So there we go, guys. We've got Cunning sent back down to the WHL. That could have been a mistake. He'll still play a good chunk of their games. I'm not too worried about it here as we start to turn things around heading into the new year. We are 20, 15, and 6 now. Only about a handful of points out of a playoff spot. I mean, again, guys, I'm not going to be mad if we miss the playoffs, and you guys shouldn't be either. We're just slowly growing the team here. We'll take a quick look at the draft class, see what's up here for us if we miss. We already seen that it is a bad year for the draft, but there's a couple of players here that entice me. This getting another center sniper in case Bush doesn't pan out wouldn't be the worst thing. There's another just a winger sniper. Hopefully we get this scouted out. There's a lot of defensemen in this draft right at the top. So maybe if we just barely miss, but we get a top 3 pick, then we add another defenseman. There's this guy here, Michael Dodge, as well, that looks like we should be drafting, or Sanavuri. So there's some good talent out here. If we miss the playoffs, it's not going to be the worst thing. We'll still add a really top end prospect, and it would help us be able to better stack prospects because we don't have a lot of prospects. All our guys are just kind of in the NHL. So, but we're 26, 17, and 6 now. All this talk of missing the playoffs, the guys are like, buddy, shut up. Don't worry, we've got this. And they turn things around there. We'll take a look at the stats. Liam Pugh actually leading the team for a change. Point per game, 25 goals, 25 assists. That's awesome. McKenna, 47 points. Tuzolino with 42. That's freaking huge. And then you've got Kuznetsov there, 32 points on the second line. That's solid, right? Obviously, he's a $10 million player. You would like him to be a point per game, but we're not going to dwell on that too much. Suter with 30 points. That's looking solid. Kerman up to an 89 overall. Got to remember, he's the power forward. He really helps the chemistry, but he's not necessarily going to put up the most points. So I'm happy with that. Bush, I would like to see maybe scoring a bit more. That second line's not doing too great this year. Siegel with 26 points. He could get close to hitting that 50 marker again, but on the second pair, as long as he hits 40, I'm happy with him. Percy with 22 points. He's a minus 10 though, but hopefully he's going to get some good growth this year. Lutonen with 21 points. Looks like he's going to hit around that 35 to 40 mark again. And despite the fact that he's not grown to a third line center, I'm perfectly content with this guy being the third line center. Like, yeah, this year he peaked at, 50 points and he was getting on the power play these other years, but he's kind of holding up his point per game, and he's not on the power play this year at all. And you can see he's been a 20 goal guy a lot of times. Like, he's just been a solid player for us. And he's been in our team as long as McKenna has. So I'm very happy with him. See Jonas up to 20 points, looking like he's going to have a career year. Hasn't really grown too much yet, but hopefully there's still time for that to change. Moran putting up some points, as you can see, 17 so far, already 8 goals. And this is his third year in the NHL. So hoping for big things for this guy. And Andros, 8 goals as a rookie defenseman playing top minutes. He's not an offensive guy, so him scoring 10 goals in a season, that's going to be pretty nice. See Delarouve and Gaucher and Krog not putting up the points, but they're pulling their weight. Gaucher is a +5, so that fourth line has been a lot better since he's been on it. And it just means that Cunning was not ready. And then goalie-wise, DeMarchi playing really good. That 9-10 save percentage, 2.85 goals against. And Devin, he knows his role as the backup goalie. Go in, steal a game, get a win, giving DeMarchi some rest. So that is nice to see that he's got that 922 and that 246. So personally, guys, I am liking the way the team is playing. Again, it looks like they want to make the playoffs. Everybody's kind of pulling their weight and doing their job. So we sit at 60 points there, 5th in the division, back-to-back shutouts on a 4-game win streak at least, from what I can see. I mean, it happens. Sometimes you have a bad month, but the fellas did not let that bad month define their entire season. Now we're 31, 19, and 6. The guys are just chugging along. A couple of losses, but that's okay. Let's see if we can get back in the win column, and we do. I'm very happy with the way the team is playing. Again, I feel like I keep beating this like a dead horse, but we just need to establish that winning culture, get that the depth players growing, like Scottish Terrier Lover said. As we sit fourth in the division, we hold that wild card spot. The Pacific Division not doing too well. It looks like we're really only competing with the Avs, the Blues, and maybe the Canucks for the wild card spot. And again, we're in a good spot where we could still leap the Jets and possibly even the Stars of the Wild. I'm going to cut the recording now. I'm going to go through and send the scouts out. I know I said something about I wanted to send the scouts out every other year, but quite frankly, I can't afford to do that, guys. We need to stack the prospect cupboard as best we can. So I'm going to cut the recording here. I'm going to go through and send the scouts out, make sure we scout as many good forwards and defensemen as we can, maybe a couple of goalies. Again, we want to make sure we have a fully fledged out draft so we can get a top prospect, hopefully, with every pick we have. All right, guys, the scouting has been taken care of. Let's continue the regular season sim. And I kind of set up the scouts out there so that I didn't scout any player that was in the top 15 unless they were from some weird league where there wasn't a lot of prospects, because realistically we shouldn't have a top 15 pick as we go on a bit of a losing streak here, and maybe I'm jinxing us. But there we go, we get back in the winning column. But anyways, I was more concerned with getting from 16 down scouted, because even if we make the playoffs and go out in round one, we probably have 16, 17, or 18, like in that kind of range. So it was all about making sure that I scouted correctly so that if we know the players that'll be around the picks we're going to have, if that makes sense, at least for the first and second round. And then after that, it's kind of just whoever you can scout is obviously just going to be the best to scout, because if you have the third round pick, but this guy's medium elite in round number 2, or sorry, in like round, but he's going to go in round number 4, then obviously you just take him in round 3. Hopefully my logic makes sense to you guys on that. As we sit 6 points ahead of the Avalanche, 5 points ahead of the Oilers. The Kraken shouldn't really be an obstacle for us. We are just going to sim 3 games here and see where we sit after that. I don't think we need to sim them one at a time from the main screen. We look like we're pretty well a lock for the playoffs. We might even reach the 3rd spot in the division. As you can see, we do clinch. So for the first time, guys, we are clinching a playoff spot before the last game of the regular season. So that is progress. We are making some growth. Let's get these last 2 games out of the way. See if we can't climb even higher. I would love to get past the Jets as we beat the Blackhawks. We lose to the Oilers, and the Jets kind of won out anyway, so we don't pass them. But 4th in the division, that lines us up to be playing the Stars here in the playoffs. But before we get to that, we're going to go take a look at the stats, see how our boys did this season. All right, so Gavin McKenna with 95 points sets a franchise record and career high. That's awesome. He's just starting to hit his prime. These guys might even start to get 100-point seasons. See Liam Pugh with 90 points. We'll take a quick look at Kerman, who sets a career high for him after his 4th season. So hopefully he starts to hit the 70, upwards to 80-point range soon. Tuzzolino with 63 points. That is a career high for him. Back-to-back years with 60. So he's kind of arrived, but he's only 22. He could still get up to a point per game mark by the time he is, 26, 27. The second line really let us down. They kind of fell off in a huge way, but hopefully they can just perform for us in the playoffs. Siegel with close to 50 points. Percy with 35. That's a career year for him. Now entering his third year in the NHL. Lutonen didn't really hit the 40-point mark like I thought he would, but still a good year. Jonas, he had 31 points, still an 82, but that medium elite. And everybody else was just kind of, meh, did exactly what you think they would do. We'll take a look at DeMarchi here, a 908, 2.89. It's a solid year, better than last year, more wins than last year, and less regular regulation losses. And he had 3 shutouts this year, or 3 shutouts more than last year. And then Devin just played pretty good, did exactly what you need your backup goalie to do. Take a quick look at the AHL numbers here. Morrow, he's going to need to be the starter down there next season. Probably should have been this year, but we didn't really have a goalie to put as the backup, right? It will just automatically give Semenov or Grigori the starts because they would have been around higher overall. So looking offensively here, Swanson with 63 points. I'm really hoping that this season helps him find his game a little bit more. And hopefully, guys, he grows into a top 4 defenseman for us. See, Gallagher had 55 points. I just want to take a scroll through here and kind of see what people's potentials are. So Frolov, he's that top 6 forward. We care about him. Bobrovsky, we got a lot of top 9 forwards. I just don't think those are going to pan out. William Pitt, though, he's that top 6. Only 70 overall at 21. Kravchenko, he's that low top 6, and he's been growing, so you never know. Cade Curtis there is a top 4 defenseman. I think everybody else is kind of just going to be, bottom 6 forwards. You've got Odelian, but at 23, he's not going to pan out. And then we've got the medium elite Vasilev. I believe he was low elite, so maybe he grew up in potential. And then Reichel, he's a top 6D, but he has grown up to 71, so you never know. So, all right, here, guys, we're going to get into the postseason. We know we're playing Dallas. I don't honestly remember if we played them last year. We might have. I think we played them in round 2, but we're not going to spend too much time here with the small stuff. Let's get right into it. We've been a playoff team before. We know what it takes to win. Let's see. First period, 1-0. Second period, we're up 2-0 here. Let's get the third underway. We're outplaying them pretty good here. We got a power play. We don't score on it, but we're almost doubling their shots. That's a good penalty kill, and we get the insurance marker there with 7 minutes left. Take a penalty, but it shouldn't matter. 2-1. There we go. We get a 3-0 win in game number 1. DeMarchi with the shutout. McKenna and Pugh combined for 5 points. So going into game number 2, let's see if we can follow that up, get another victory, and go up 2-0. First period, we're down by 1. Robertson scores. Period number 2, we are tied at 2. LaFerriere made it 2-0, but Bush and Kerman, they get goals back-to-back to make it 2-2. So the third period here, let's get this underway. Let's see, we need a big goal here, maybe from the second line. Power play, not able to capitalize. We're out shooting them by quite a bit once again. That's a good penalty kill. 5 minutes left. We take another penalty. We kill it off, though. And we're headed to overtime. Who's going to be the hero? I believe we're 3-1 in overtime games in the playoffs in franchise history. Lots of shots going down on both sides. Goalies standing on their heads. Jonas, the third liner, gets it done. 10 minutes into overtime, and we come away with a 3-2 win. But shout out to Ottinger, who made 52 saves, had an unreal game. But DeMarchi was able to shut the door just a little bit better. So we're heading into game number 3. We're on home ice now. We're up 2-0. That's exactly what you want to see. But if you remember, guys, the series against Minnesota, we won the first 2 games. We were up by 2. And, we ended up losing every game in that series at home ice. But we have better playoff experience now, period number 1. And we're down 1-0. Peyton Krebs scores for them. Period number 2. Still 1-0. We're out shooting them. Come on, fellas, you're on home ice. And Krebs scores a second goal shorthanded. The power play hasn't been clicking. And there we go. Gavin McKenna scores on the power play. We're only down by 1. Come on, second line. We need Kuznetsov. Bush, you were a playoff beast last year. Power play fails to capitalize again. We got the empty netter. Not able to tie the game up. Maybe I jinxed us there. And we lose 2-1 in the first home game. But we lead the series 2-1. DeMarchi still playing just a little bit better than Otter. We got to bounce back here. We've got a 10% power play. They have a 0% power play, so the penalty kill looks really good. Come on, guys. We need a big game number 4 here to put us up 3-1. First period. We're down by 2. I jinxed us, guys. Harley scores a power play goal and Cody Glass, and then the fourth line gets 1 goal for us. Period number 2. We're down 4-2. Bitts scores. The depth coming in clutch this game. Let's see if we can claw our way back. I'm calling on Pugh. I'm calling on Bush. I'm calling on Kuznetsov. We need goals from the 3 of you if we're going to make this a series. There we go. Liam Pugh on the power play. Can Kuznetsov and Bush also answer the call? 10 minutes to go. It's anybody's game here. Come on, fellas. There we go, Bush. There we go. That we're 2 for 3 on calling the players out. Is Kuznetsov going to score the overtime winner? Let's see here. Get right into it. There's not much left to be said. We're out shooting them, but not by crazy. Power play. That's a good PK. They're getting closer to evening out the shots. We get a power play. Not able to capitalize. And there we go. Jonas. He's got 2 goals in this series, and they're both overtime winners. We're up 3-1 here. Bush had 2 points, and Kuznetsov, he did get 2 assists, so you can't be too mad at that. Let's see here. Going into game number 5. We have a chance to put them away. We're 2-0 on the road. We have these guys as numbered in the past couple of years. Let's see. Can we end the series here? Give our guys a bit of a rest. Period number 1. 0-0. They've come to play. The shots are tied. Period number 2. There we go. Nord scores the first goal of the game, but Percy and Sutter coming in clutch with their first playoff goals of the year. We're up 2-1. We just got to shut the door here, play that good defensive hockey that we've been pretty good at this year, not going to lie. At least in the playoffs, and, in games that matter, we've done good defensively. 5 minutes left in the third. Shots are pretty even. Are we going to close the door? Yes, we do. They end up out shooting us for the first time in the series, but it doesn't matter. DeMarchi puts up a hell of a game, a .971 save percentage. Suter gets the game winner. And Otterman, shout out to you because you played phenomenal in this series. Definitely didn't deserve to go out in that fashion. But here we go, guys. We're going to sim the rest of this week out and get to round number 2. Interesting turn of events here, guys. So last year, it was the Wild we had in round 1 and the Stars in round 2. And this year, it's reversed. We got to get some... They're looking for revenge. We're looking to get back to the Western Conference Final. Isn't too much left to say. We're still the road team. We've never actually had home ice advantage once in the playoffs. Doesn't matter. Let's get right into it here. Period number 1. Okay, we're tied at 2. The DFD's coming out with goals. Bits gets a shorty. They also get 2 goals there. Zari and Kaprizov. Period number 2. It's tied at 2. All comes down to this. We get a power play early, not able to capitalize. There we go. Liam Pugh and Kerman score back-to-back goals. And there we go. 10 minutes to play. We score Kuznetsov, his first of the playoffs. We're up by 3. There we go. Liam Pugh scores again. We're up by 4. We turn this into a blowout. We win game number 1, 7-2. Krog getting his first of the playoffs. Let's take a look here at the 3 stars. McKenna with 3 assists. Bits with 2 points. And Pugh with 2 goals. All right, so entering game number 2, we got a 1-0 series lead. Let's see, can we take another game on the road? Period number 1. We're down by 1. That's okay. Kaprizov, he was the only player really able to do things against us last year. And once again, he strikes. But Bush cuts the lead in half. Period number 2. Wow. We're just going to get this one finished. They win 7-1. So they scored 7, and then we scored 7. But that's okay. We can live with that. The goal of, the first 2 games in either road team is getting the split. And the split is what we got. Heading into home ice here. Give the fans something to cheer for. We really want to win both these games at home. Period number 1. We're down by 1. Kaprizov once again. Period number 2. Kerman answers back. We're tied. Shabanov scores early, but Kuznetsov answers right back. Come on, guys. Stupid penalty. It's a long one. We score a shorthanded goal, and we kill the penalty, and we get a power play goal. Gavin McKenna. Gaucher scores another shorthanded goal. It's 5-2 in the third. I think that's all she wrote, but you never know. 2-1. There we go. We get the win on home ice. There we go. DeMarchi, another big game. And Kuznetsov and McKenna have multi-point games. Let's head into game number 4 here. See if we can once again get a 3-1 series lead. I'm feeling confident as long as we can shut down as long as we can shut down Kaprizov, we're going to be all right. Period number 1. 0-0. They're out shooting us. Period number 2. There we go, a 2-1 lead. Power play goal for Kuznetsov. And Kerman gets a shorty. And Marco Rossi also gets a shorty. We're heading into period number 3. They're out shooting us like crazy. There we go. Kuznetsov scoring his 3rd goal of the series. And Suter, that second line coming in clutch. We had a 4-1 lead here. They're out shooting us by double. Kaprizov cuts the lead down to 2. DeMarchi is standing on his freaking head. 46 shots he's seen. 45 save performance from the kid. Take a look at the 3 stars. Kuznetsov with the 2 goals and DeMarchi with 45 saves. DeMarchi's really showing us that we should have signed him long-term in the offseason. Because he is playing unfrickin' real. But here we go. Game number 5. A chance to close it out on the road. Period number 1. We're up 2-0. Kerman and Kuznetsov gets another goal. Period number 2. We're up 4-1. Bits and Tuzzolino get in on the scoring. It didn't quite see who scored for them. Let's get this 3rd period done. There's a power play. It's another long one. We're able to kill it off, I think. Oh my God, how long are we shorthanded for? Okay, I gotta take a look at what just happened. Let's pause the sim. Penalties. Look at this. High sticking minor, delay of game, tripping, roughing, cross-checking, and tripping. Boys, you're giving them the game here. Let's continue this, though. Period number 3. We win the game, but holy crap. Like, what the hell just happened? DeMarchi again. 40 save performance. Stands on his head. Kerman and Kuznetsov with 2-point games. As we're heading back to the Western Conference Final. Hopefully we can get back to that Stanley Cup Final. We want revenge and we want glory. Let's see, who are we going to be playing here? They got game 7 there, Ducks versus Vegas. Actually, game 7's everywhere. And we're playing Vegas in round number 2. This team's already won a cup. They've got Matthews and Marner over there. And then they've got Rangers in Florida in the East. I'm just very curious about Vegas's lines. So let's take a quick little look-see. Yeah, Deforiev, Matthews, Marner, Eichel, Reichel, Sharangovich. This team is deep. And they've got a solid defensive core, and in net, maybe not as good, Corvo and Gustafson, but it doesn't matter. Let's see what we can do here. We're the road team once again. Period number 1, we're down by 1. Kaliev on the power play. Period number 2, we score 3 unanswered goals to go up 3-1. Percy, Wolf, and Pugh. The depth has been clutch for us in these playoffs. Tezolino gets his second. We're up 4-1. That could be the insurance marker we need. Suter scores, but Doriev answers back for them. It's 5-2. There's still time. We can't score on the power play. They can't either. Good penalty kill as we're going to wrap this one up 5-2 here in game number 1. We take a 1-0 series lead on the backs of Tezolino and DeMarchi. Heading into game number 2, can we take a 2-0 series lead? Again, all we needed was the split on the road. Period number 1, we're down 2-1. Eichel and Timonen for them, but Suter for us. Period number 2, it's still 2-1. It's anybody's game. You saw the third we had last time. There we go. Kuznetsov, man. He's quiet in the first round. There we go. 2 goals from the second line. We get a power play, and they score a shorthanded marker. And then Timonen answers for them. And just like that, it's 3-5. And it looks like they're going to be tying the series here. That's kind of a momentum killer. Yeah, 3-6. We'll just get this one wrapped up. And we'll look forward to game number 3. So heading into game number 3, we're on the road. Or we're at home. We love that we got the split on the road. So now at home, we need 2 big wins. Period number 2. Bang. Pugh and Bits. Matthews gets a power play marker, but we're up 2-1. Oh, okay, we score, but I mean to skip this. Period number 2. There we go. Lieutenant, Wolf, and Gaucher. The depth coming in. Absolutely clutch for us. Period number 3 here. Let's just close this one out. There we go. Kerman 6-2. 7-2. We'll skip the rest of this period. They scored 1 more goal. 7-3 victory on the home ice. That first line coming in clutch, combining there for 7 points. As we take a 2-1 series lead, we're looking for big things here in game number 4. If we can just go up 3-1, we kind of just hold all the cards. Period number 1. It's a tie game. We're out shooting them. Period number 2. Okay, they've got a 2-1 lead. It's not insurmountable, fellas. There we go. Gavin McKenna, our franchise forward, ties it up for us. We're out shooting them now by quite a bit. Gavin McKenna with his second of the game. Big penalty kill. 8 minutes left. It's been all of us here in the third period. We're out shooting them like crazy. McKenna, the natural Hattie. Dorofeyev, though, makes it a game. We're able to shut the door on the backs of Gavin McKenna. We take another 3-1 series lead. Another 6-point night for Pugh and McKenna. Siegel popped in with a couple assists. And we're going to be looking here for, once again, to close a series out in 5 games. Super impressed with how the fellas have played. We're on the road, though. I expect this team to come out swinging, but we can answer the bell. Let's go. Period number 1. We're up 1-0, Liam Pugh. Period number 2. We're up 4-0, baby. The depth scoring there coming out clutch. I saw Percy and Moran scored. We got a big penalty kill here. Eichel scores 1. So it's still a game. Eichel scores. Come on, fellas. Get the momentum back on your side. Even though we're in their barn, it's buzzing like crazy. We're the better team. 3 minutes left. Two, one. And just like that, guys, we're back to the Stanley Cup Finals. Moran with 2 points. Kuznetsov had a goal. I would say the first line really carried us heavy in that series, but again, the depth scoring was also there. And we're going to take a quick look at our playoff stats before we head into the Cup final. McKenna 19, Pugh 16, Tazolino with 14, Kuznetsov, this depth. Guy's a playoff performer. He doesn't get too many points there in the regular season, but in the playoffs, he is closer to a point per game. I love to see it. Bush having a quiet playoffs, I would say, in the goal scoring department, but he's light in the score sheet nonetheless. Kerman with 11, Suter with 11, and Gaucher on the fourth line with 8. You got Percy and Jonas there. Some of these defensive defensemen there, 5 goals from Wolf, 4 for Bits. I'm really loving the team, man. Everybody's doing their job, and they're playing great hockey. And DeMarchi playing even better than he did in the playoffs last year. He's got that 2-6 goals against and a 922 save percentage heading into round number 4. I don't want to get too ahead of myself here. I'm feeling confident in the fellas, but we're going to be playing a good team there from the East. Looks like we're playing the Rangers. We're going to take a very, very quick look at their lines here since it's the finals. So the Rangers, they've got Parks, McTavish, and Moore, Othman, Khrushchev, and Sweat. I mean, this is a deep team, just knowing the names. I know what some of the overalls are going to be. And yeah, the defense is deep as heck. Take a look at their goalies. Shesterkin, not the starter. They've got this Marita guy. But I'm confident, okay? We've played good teams in every single round. And every single round we managed to wind up on top. All the fellas have to do is play their game. And the cup can be ours. Again, we're the road team. Game number 1, period number 1. There we go. We're up by 2. Fox gets the first goal. Kerman and Bush answer back quick, though. Period number 2. All right, we're up 3-2. Delarouve gets a goal, but McTavish answers not even 10 seconds later. It's a 1-goal game. The guys got to play good for DeMarchi. Shut the door here in game number 1. A power play for us, and Siegel gets a little bit of insurance there, some breathing room. They were out shooting us, and now we're pretty even in shots. 2 minutes left here, and we come away with a big game 1 victory. DeMarchi, man, playing lights out. Kuznetsov had 2 assists, and Delarouve there with the goal. We're heading into game number 2. We've came to New York, and we've hit our goal of splitting the first 2 games. Period number 1, they're up by 1. Parks on the power play. Period number 2, Percy's able to tie it for us. The depth scoring. So they're on the power play. We're able to shut the door there. We get a power play of our own. Not able to capitalize. Come on, fellas. Close the door here. Play some strong hockey. Love to see a Kerman or a Bush goal. Get the centers involved here. So we're heading to overtime in the Cup Finals. We're not going to go into the game since it's not a series clinching overtime. But here we go, the overtime. Just play smart hockey, fellas. Mistake free. Not able to capitalize on the power play. You get another chance at it. There we go. We win 2-1. Liam Pugh. Marita played a fantastic game, 40 saves, but DeMarchi once again able to match that with a huge performance of his own. And for the first time in these playoffs, we're up 2-0 heading into game number 3. I'm feeling confident. The odds are in our favor. We're on home ice, fellas. The fans are buzzing. They're happy to be back in the Stanley Cup Finals. Period number 1. We're up 2-1 from Kerman and McKenna. Period number 2. It's tied at 2. Here we go, heading into period number 3. Gotta close the door here, fellas. Play mistake-free hockey. The fans are buzzing. They're so proud of the team. McLaren scores 1 for them. It's 3-2. Come on, we're out shooting them here by a little bit. Getting the shots on the board. Can we get a goal? Krog, with a minute 18 left, the fourth line was out on the ice. And back-to-back overtime games. Not much to say here. Just play our game, fellas. There we go, boys. Siegel scores the overtime winner. We're up 3-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals. McKenna had 2 points. Shout out to McLean and Amadio, though. They came out swinging for them. They knew it was a big game, but DeMarchi able to close the door. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but we're going into game number 4 with a chance to win the cup. I just want to stop and take a minute here. What an unreal turn of events this has been. Again, 8 seasons of straight, I don't want to call it failure because we were such a bad team, but just 8 seasons of pure shit. We don't win any games hardly at all. And then just getting Bush. That's literally what it was. It's a little bit of growth from the defense and then getting Bush and unlocking a top 6 that actually made sense. And that's been the difference maker. We're heading into game number 4. Give the fans something to really cheer about here. Win the cup on home ice in devastating fashion to the Rangers. Period number 1. We're up 1-0. McKenna on the power play. Period number 2. We're up 2-0. Bush scores. Holy shit. Come on here, fellas. Play good in front of your goalie. We will be going into this game no matter what. 3-0 for Siegel. Holy shit here, guys. We're going to win our first Stanley Cup. Oh my goodness gracious. Pause the sim. There's a minute 18 left on the clock. We're going to go into the game here. We'll put my face cam back up on the screen. We're going to lock position as the coach. We are going to change the camera angle as well if it lets us. So there we go. We'll change the camera angle. I'm not cutting any of this out, fellas. I can't believe this. The smile on my face right now. I didn't think we would make the playoffs. I know that's dumb to say again. Well, you just made the Stanley Cup final last season. But that doesn't, with how our team was, that doesn't mean anything. That it just doesn't mean anything. We could have easily missed. We had such a abysmal start to the year, but we're back in the cup final. We're up 3-0. You can see Gavin McKenna there with the A on his chest. And we're going to win our first Stanley Cup. Lockdown defense, yes, please. We'll take a look here. I don't know who that is on the draw. I don't know our players. You can see they're pushing for offense there. Just going to dump and chase. Dustin Wolf gets the puck there. Paul Wolf, rather. Krog, the fourth line's out. Let's put the first line out there. A little bit of a bad change. That's okay. Good defense there. We got the first line out. Suter up to Bush. He's in. It's a 3-on-1. Suter to Kuznetsov. Big save there. It's actually the second line that ended up on the ice, not the first. Boys, I'm so friggin' happy. Oh my God, he's taking the cup out of the case because he knows what's about to happen. Oh my God, it's wonderful. It's freaking wonderful. We've got the first line D on the ice. Siegel has literally played, I think, every game in franchise history. I don't remember if he got injured that year we had the injuries on, or rather the injuries turned up, but there you go. Kerman gets the puck from Pugh. Able to battle for it. Werenski just throws it back to Fox. Parks has it. There's 40 seconds left. They're going to be pushing. Anything can happen. Good defense there. Andros loops it around for Tuzzolino. McKenna gets the puck. Gavin McKenna with the pass to Liam Pugh. Kerman, we're down to 30 seconds here. Still got the first line on the ice for Werenski skating in. 20 seconds left. A diving shot there for Perlow. Cotter 15 seconds left. Let's get Gaucher out on the ice with Marty Siegel. Stupid line changes. I don't even care. We're up 3-0. 5 seconds left. The first Stanley Cup in Bison history. Let's go, guys. Holy, let's turn the Elgato volume up here a little bit so you guys can hear the celebration. I can't believe it, guys. I honestly didn't think we'd get here so soon after being such a bad team. I know we're in year number 10, but holy crap. What a playoffs for us. We only lost 3 games the entire run, and it's no mistake. Gavin McKenna, 23 points, wins the Conn Smythe, your franchise player on the front end there. Whereas number 72, what a playoff from the guy. And you're going to see here Siegel. He's played every game. He's been here from the beginning. He's going to lift that cup. Let's move my face cam now, guys, so you guys, we can see it all the right glory. I really hope it gives me the option to give the cup to Gaucher. He maybe spent 1 year in the AHL, but other than that, he's been on the roster every year. Even if he was a healthy scratch, I don't remember. But, man, it feels freaking unreal. Siegel, number 70, your captain, the gray beard, looks like a fucking beauty. Pardon my language, fellas, but I'm just so happy. We cannot give it to Gaucher. We're going to give it to McKenna. He won the Conn Smythe. He's been the leader for forwards for us. Probably holds all the records. We're going to take a look at the record book this season so we can see what our franchise is looking like. Man, look at him. So happy to lift the cup. Some of the players might have thought it was never going to happen. And we are going straight to Kuznetsov. Kuznetsov, we drafted him in our 3rd ever draft after year number 2. He's been here a long time, and he's gone through his struggles as well. He's been an up and down player, struggling to find his, spot on the team. And he's just happy to be here. The playoff performer was clutch in rounds 2 and 3. And now, guys, we're going to have to pass it off to Rob DeMarchi. Hasn't been in the NHL as long, only a 2nd year. But, you could argue that he deserved the Conn Smythe. There was some rough games for us where we didn't play so good defensively, had a lot of penalties, and DeMarchi shut the door. It's an unreal playoffs for him. And that was the last player we get to pass it off to. You can see here, we are going to be lifting the cup. So awesome, man. I love to see it. All the players in there. What a season. Sheldon Keefe, mind you, as well, is our coach winning the cup. And this is my first time seeing this celebration as well. You can see the fellas are partying hard in the locker room. That's awesome, man. What a season. I don't even know. I want to put this on the thumbnail, but I don't want to spoil it. So this is going to be the thumbnail, guys, for episode number 11. Not for this episode. That way everybody gets a chance to watch it and see us win the cup. As you can see here, Siegel is the captain. All the fellas on the cup there. Gaucher, Krog, McKenna, Moran, Tuzzolino, Percy, Wolf. Just all the fellas, dude. I'm so happy. So happy. We look at the 3-star Suter, Kuznetsov there, and obviously Rob DeMarchi is going to be the 1st star, but we'll wait to see it. Let's take a look. There you go. Rob DeMarchi shuts the door with a shutout in game number 4. This is going to be a long episode, guys. Probably close to that hour mark that the first one was, but there you go. The Saskatoon Bisons, the first Stanley Cup in franchise history. It feels really good. We're going to take a quick look at the record book. So you can see 9 seasons is Gaucher and Siegel. Games played, Siegel has 738. Liam Pugh with goals has 169. Gavin McKenna has 394 assists and also leads the way in points. Kuznetsov, 429 penalty minutes. And DeMarchi, after only 2 seasons, leads the franchise in wins and shutouts, but it makes sense because we've been a good team. We're going to take a quick look here at season records. You can see Liam Pugh with 44 goals did that this year. McKenna as well with assists and points also did that this year. Kerman with penalty minutes did that this year. And then we've got DeMarchi in shutouts and wins. So this was a record-setting year for the club. As we look at rookies, you can see Kuznetsov actually has the most points by a rookie with 51 as well as assists. And Frank Bush with 26 goals. And DeMarchi 32 wins and 3 shutouts. And then single game records, Devin in 2026 had 51 saves. Kuznetsov and had points there, 5 of them in 2032. And Kerman actually had a 5-goal game this season, as well as McKenna probably had 5 assists that game as well. So that was a nice little look at our franchise. We're going to take a look there at the NHL. You can see Kopitar, Kane, Marlowe, Howe, and Messier for most games played. I believe that's a glitch there with goalies. There's no way Hellebuck played that many games. Goals, Ovi retired before the 1,000-goal mark. We can see Matthews is still climbing. He's still in the league. And Pasternak there has 871. Connor McDavid has 2,000 points. I don't know if he retired yet. We haven't really been paying attention to the retirees. And Draisaitl right behind him. And then McDavid, 1,300 assists. Draisaitl has 1,200. And then Crosby as well there with 1,200. And then what about single season? Have any records been broken? No, they have not. You can see Stolar's actually got 47 wins in 2028. But other than that, those records remain untouched. What about rookies? I'm not seeing anything. Actually, Kelly Kaputsa had 39 wins this season to be 4th, or tied for 3rd rather. And yeah, that's all she wrote there, guys, for the record book. So we're going to wrap this episode up very, very quickly. Let's into the draft. All right, so you can see Seattle won the draft lottery there. We don't care too much about that because we're not having a lottery pick. We've got the last pick in round number 1. She's the last pick in every round. We'll take a very, very quick look here at the draft class. It doesn't look like we got too much scouted out. We're going to be picking around here. I think, guys, we're probably going to have to go with somebody like Griffith just because he's that top 6 forward. But we could also... Ooh, okay. Yulanov. 3 years ETA. That's okay. He's that offensive defenseman, medium elite. That is no-brainer, the guy we have to take. There's also this guy here, Schultz, 4 years ETA. You can see there's a few guys if you want to give your opinions there on Shulas. Yulanov, again, I think it's just the must take, but there's also Brasher, 3 years ETAs, that Shea Weber style, probably a DFD. And then there's also Griffith. He is a gem. He is 2 years ETA, got that Mark Stone style. So let me know what you guys think about the prospects that we have a chance to draft. Congratulations to the fans at home that stuck by us when we were such a shitty team. And here we are, Stanley Cup champions. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave your thoughts down below. Make sure to like and subscribe. And YouTube will see you in the next one.